In SPM in particular, estimating a first level analysis can be very difficult if you're trying to do it from the graphical user interface. For a lot of processes, the GUI is just fine, but for estimating first level analyses, where you may have many conditions and many sessions, and you have to match up the copying and the pasting of all those onset times for each run and each condition, it can get very messy very fast. And if you screw something up, it can take a long time to try to correct it. Even if you save the whole batch job that you're doing, then reload it, it can still take a long time. It can be difficult to figure out what's going on. So here what I'm trying to do is I've created a small script just to focus on that specific part of the SPM analysis. I hope it's useful. I hope it catches on. I'll give a brief walkthrough about what it does, how it works, how you can modify it to suit your needs. But in my opinion, you do need to have some sort of command line to do something like a beta series analysis where you can have potentially hundreds of occurrences of regressor or condition, and it's just impractical to try to do that through the SPM interface. So let's show what this looks like right here in MATLAB. So here is briefly what the script looks like. It's called make multicons because what it does, if you followed the blog post I wrote just a couple days ago, it's going to take timing information and it expects it to be written out in a certain format. So 4 columns. Column 1 has the run number, column 2 has the condition name, column 3 has the onsets, and then column 4 has the durations. Now, I like to have the timing files like this because then it's very easy to modify it and transfer it between different platforms. Right? And I just think it's a good habit to have to write it out and have it organized like that. So that's what it assumes. And so what's going to happen here is it's going to ask for a bunch of stuff. And this isn't a function, it's a script that you can go in and modify it because I feel like it's slightly easier and you don't have to input a bunch of different things or make a structure or an array and feed that into the function. So it's going to output multiple conditions.mat files per each run, and then it's going to load this into the SPM estimate, specify and estimate GLM command, and then it will run all that and do it for you. Okay, so a lot of this help you can read on your own. I'm not going to go through all of it, but just notice right here, the way I specify this stuff and the way I have my directory set up usually is there's a root directory, which is a path to where all the subjects are stored. Then what you can do here is you can load up a bunch of names, type in all the names of the subjects you want to run this script over, and we'll loop over all of them. So you can go ahead, make this run, and then you don't have to go and do the GUI for each of these people individually, which should save you a lot of time. SPM dir directory, this is where it's going to actually output all of the spm.mat files, run the estimation if you want, and output all of the betas for your conditions. Timing directory is where, whoops, I think this thing is freezing up. Oh, sorry, okay. Sometimes it does that, sorry about that. Timing directory is where all the timing is stored, and then timing suffix is what's appended to all these timing files. So usually I would have something like the subject number, let's say subject 214, and then spm mixed.txt. Right? A mat prefix is what's going to be output for each of these multiple regression.mat files, and then data directory is where your functional runs are stored. Okay, so specify in a cell array each of your individual runs. You may have more. You can add them by just comma, SUADF09 maybe if you had that, and enclose them in single quotes. Now, so remember, what's going to be fed into this is everything that's been pre-processed. So everything that's been realigned, co-registered, smoothed, warped, everything up until you actually want to run your GLM. Numscans is for each of the different runs, so you can change this if you have a different number of scans per run. You can alter this. So if there are only 230 for run number 2, I could do that, and I could add more runs as needed. Disax, so you have discarded acquisitions. It multiplies that by your TRs, and then adjusts all the timing by that amount. So again, not to be too exhaustive about this, I just want to give a brief overview about this. And obviously, if people use this and they find things that are helpful, or they think there are things that could be improved, or there are just glaring errors that I haven't caught, then please let me know, and we'll change it. One thing I am going to add, probably tomorrow or maybe 2 days, is something that will allow you to specify whether you want to estimate a beta series design matrix or not. So what it will do is just alter all the timing files so that each occurrence is going to be an individual beta that gets estimated. Okay? Alright, so most of the rest of this is you won't have to change. It should be pretty smooth. That's a very big assumption, but as long as you have timing files where there's the header line that has the run regressor name, onset time, and then it lists all the information below that, this should work just fine. The rest of this just creates this jobs structure, which you can actually see if you fill in all the stuff through the SPM GUI, through the first level interface. Let me show you really quickly. If I filled in everything through the specify first level, I did all this stuff, I saved it, and I'd get a .mat file I could load, and you would see, let me see, so if I saved it into new job, for example, which I've already saved that out, and I look in there, load new job, it gives me this job structure which has everything I need. So stats is the thing that the specific process that we're running here, and then everything gets filled into all these different fields. So that's really what a large chunk of this script is doing right here. It's just filling in all that stuff and then running it through SPM job man. Okay, and then you can turn on this estimate GLM flag if you want, so that it doesn't go ahead and do the estimation of the betas. So that's the script. You can find it on the website, a brief explanation on the blog. I hope this helps. I mean, obviously this is just it's worked for me. I'm going to kind of assume that it works for other people as well, but you should be able to run that from any directory as long as everything is specified, where all the paths are, where all the functional data is, where the timing data is, and everything should run from that point. So my goal is to have the SPM first level analyses, which typically are the most prone to error and also take the longest to set up, make that much quicker and also a lot more error proof. So let me know if you guys have any questions, any comments, or anything like that. I'm probably reinventing the wheel for a lot of people who do this on their own, but this is my attempt to kind of share it with everybody and show how I do it, at least on my end. So hope that helps, and I'll see you guys next time.